Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be another secret origin of video. It's where I take a character or an object in the Crash Bandicoot series and I use what lore that we've been given and I try and speculate based off the lore the origin of said character, object, species. And today's video we're going to be tackling the man-eating plant. The man-eating plant goes by many different names in the fandom. It goes by man-eating plant, Venus flytrap, killer plant. I've even seen people call them piranha plants, which I tend to do more often than not because I am a big fan of the Super Mario series, and you can tell the parallels between the piranha plants and the man-eating plants of Crash Bandicoot. So I'll probably be calling them piranha plant or man-eating plant throughout this video. I interchange the names. But I'm going to show his appearance throughout the series and drop the little bits of lore, and then we'll tackle where I think they originated from. So we're going to go all the way back to 1996. The original Crash Bandicoot game was the first appearance of the man-eating plant. And as you can see, in the original game, it was a dark red color with darker red spots and stripes on it. It just acts as a plant. It's when you get too close to it, it will snap at you. So it's not mobile. Where it stands is where it stays until Crash gets close to it, and then it will attack. So it was red in its original incarnation. Moving ahead to the sequel, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, they changed the standard man-eating plant into a purple one because in Crash 2 there's another variant of it called the spitter plant. So this purple plant acts exactly how the red one acted, and then I'll show you the spitter one now. The spitter is named Spitter because he spits exploding seeds at you, and you can tell the difference, not only the color. They kept the standard ones purple and the spitter's red, but this one has less leaves and it has a thorny vine down by its base. But for the most part, the spitter was kind of phased out, and they continued using the purple man-eating plant throughout the franchise. So Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped did not have that plant, but its sequel, Crash Team Racing, had a very, very large variant that could not only gobble up the racer, but the cart whole, minus the tires. For whatever reason, the piranha plant does not like tires, and he will spit them out. Then we move on to the Game Boy series, and in Crash Bandicoot The Huge Adventure, also known as Crash Bandicoot XS, and Crash Bandicoot Purple, also known as Crash Bandicoot Fusion, the purple piranha makes another appearance. In Crash the Huge Adventure, he's an enemy, and then in Crash Bandicoot Purple, he's an enemy plus he's a trading card. And then lastly, as far as the standard piranha plants go, we have this red and green variant that appeared in Crash Twinsanity. I feel like they're trying to go back to the past and reference Crash Bandicoot 1 because this game was like an anniversary game. So it's the red piranha plant, but they had a twist on it and they gave it some green add-ons to it. So there is one more appearance of the man-eating plant in the Crash games. However, it's not just the man-eating plant. It's a hybrid man-eating plant slash spitter. And that is in the newest game of the series, Crash on the Run. So this one has like a pinkish tone to it. So it's the man-eating plant, which is the purple one that we've seen throughout the series, plus the spitter, which is the red one with the thorns on its vine. So if you get too close to this one, he'll eat you, but from afar, he will spit exploding seeds at you. So that's all of the main appearances, and then I wanted to show another variant of the plant that might actually be the same plant, just submerged underwater. So these ones are called the Venus flytraps. There are two different versions of it. There is the standard red one and a purple one. So if you look at it, it looks like a Venus flytrap. It has 3 mouths opposed to the 2. And like I said, it might just be submerged underwater with its root connecting to the ground. So it might not be like a lily pad with teeth. It might actually be similar to the man-eating plants, just a different variant like how we have the spitters. And that's all of the appearances of the man-eating plant throughout the Crash Bandicoot franchise. But now I'm going to touch up on the little bits of lore that we have in the series and where I think they came from. So I've already mentioned that they're stationary, they can't move, and then when Crash gets close to them, they will snap and attack, which is just like primal. It's just a plant, a man-eating plant going to get some food. It doesn't show any sentience at all. But then, as the games progressed and we had more information in the series, we actually saw that the plants did have some sentience to them. I mentioned the spitter in Crash Bandicoot 2. If you get too close to the spitter, it will actually crouch down and cower in fear, covering itself with its leaves and tremble. So it has sentience. It knows how to be afraid. It's not just a plant attacking similar or close things to it to eat. It knows what's going on. It can sense fear. And on top of that, we have another instance where the plants show sentience. In Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, I've dubbed this guy Professor Plant. You can see he's holding a stick, a pointer stick, to point at the piranha plant and the cart. He's teaching other plants, look at the little baby plants, he's teaching them how to attack the racers and the carts. There's also a chicken there too. I assume the chicken's just there learning the plant stuff. But yeah, so there is sentience in these plants. You have Professor Plant here teaching a class of other plants, and you have the spitter plant cowering in fear. So I showed Professor Plant here. This was on Papu's Pyramid. There is one more appearance that I did not include in the start of this video because I didn't want to spoil the ending of the video. The piranha plants also appear on a far-off alien island, or alien planet. On the planet Terra, the piranha plants reside. You can see in the level Jungle Boogie that the purple piranha plants actually live on an alien planet. See there up at the top? There's actually 4 purple piranha plants that are planted and living on an alien planet. So the plants have sentience. I originally thought that they were possible experiments that Cortex created, but the fact that they live on Terra makes me believe that these are an alien species that somehow landed on Earth. It's also worth noting that in the video game series Jak and Daxter, a very similar looking plant lives in the Jak and Daxter universe. So clearly this is just an Easter egg because Jak and Daxter and Crash Bandicoot were both made by Naughty Dog. But if you want to get into the lore of it, this plant species exists on multiple planets and in different dimensions. What it all boils down to is I think that the piranha plants originate on the planet Terra, and somehow a seed, maybe it came down in a meteorite, I'm not quite sure. Maybe someone brought the plant down to Earth. I just know that I believe that these plants come from outer space. And if you've seen my Wumpa Fruit video, that's where I think the Wumpa Fruits come from also. So one last thing that I'd like to cover, because it doesn't add or subtract to the theory, is I wanted to show a piranha plant from the Crash Bandicoot manga that came years and years before they actually showed the plants having enough sentience to run a classroom. We had this bad boy. You really want this stone that bad. In the Japanese version, they call the crystals power stones. So you can see that they have, this plant is actually using his roots as an arm, and he's holding a crystal. So in the Crash Bandicoot manga, they had sentience and the ability to speak well before we saw it in the actual video game series. So I thought that was pretty neat to add, that the piranha plants eventually became pretty much what the manga depicted them as. So there you have it. I explained the different subspecies of the piranha plant. You have the man-eating plant, the Venus flytrap, the spitter, and the hybrid. They also exist in outer space and on the Jak and Daxter universe. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a like, give me a comment. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. We don't care about those. Thumbs down, thumbs up, they're all good. Secret word of the day, I guess we can say Terra, because that's the planet that the piranha plants originate from. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see some more, I have a lot more secret origin of videos on my channel. I release a video every Saturday or Sunday, so one video a week. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good night.